Right, how are we doing, everybody? Welcome to Russell Heritage Golf. Today we are going to be talking about impact. And actually we're just going to be focusing on one move that can essentially, and I truly mean this, can take you from a position where you've got a bent arm, a stalling impact area, a hand path which is slowing down excessively, club heads overtaking flippy, into something which potentially can look much more solid, where you're really releasing the club through, introducing rotation. And it's going to happen from one move. The one movement is the lead shoulder. So if we kind of break it down in terms of what essentially needs to be happening, is that we need to introduce an element of hitting through the ball, shall we say, right? So what we want to be doing is we want to make sure that when we're coming down, the hands are moving through that hitting area. Yes, we also need to navigate the club face rotation to get the club face square at impact, but we basically just want to make sure that we don't end up looking this way and crumpled. Why would your arm look so crumpled? Could be a couple of things. One could be just a lack of understanding of how you're supposed to hit the golf ball, but generally we'll associate it to a lack of rotational movement. I get people then, they're like, you know, okay, well, they try and work on rotation, they work on the lower body, and they still get like this. And the reason why is you've got to really focus on your lead shoulder. So if you imagine that if your lead shoulder starts to retract back and behind your head, then all of a sudden, your arm is going to have the ability and the freedom to stay straighter going in towards that hitting area. If you're somebody who keeps the shoulder where it is, it doesn't matter how hard you try, your arm is always going to bend coming in towards that impact area. Now, it's about ball flight, I get that. It's about compression, you know, good angle of attack, good sounding compression, club face stability. It's all about impact. So if you're somebody who has a slight bend in the arm, but you're happy with the distance that you're demonstrating and you're getting good ball striking, then don't worry about it. Don't change it for the sake of it. But if you're somebody who knows that you don't hit the ball as far as you could, or as far as people that are of a similar build and athleticism to you, and they're hitting the ball further, then this is 100% going to help you out. Now, it's a really easy way to do this as well, because if you just turn the club upside down, so you're taking all the weight out of the club, right? And then this way you won't do yourself any damage, and just kind of allow the wrist cock to happen in the backswing, and then swing it through. So all you got to do is think maybe a bit about watch face up to the sky, watch face down. And that will just help you get the feeling of the closure of the club face essentially. And then you can kind of hear the swooshing sound that's created. But if I don't move my shoulder, it becomes very rigid. If I let my shoulder move behind my head and I turn my chest through, then all of a sudden, one, I can generate much more speed, and two, your arm will be able to stay perfectly straight. The only reason why it would never look that straight in your actual golf swing is because your right hand won't be able to keep up. So your right hand in theory will be slowing you down, but that's absolutely fine. So go back to the earlier point. The one move to a much better ball striking is the retraction of the left shoulder, or your lead shoulder. So the more that retracts back and behind you, the faster you can send your hands through the ball, the faster you can generate club head speed. But also, if you're somebody who hits it like this, you've also got to practice this one-handed drill, because if you like, your watch face is the extension of your club face. So you need to make sure that you understand that you've got to get that back to square coming in towards that hit. Because otherwise, if you're bringing it down like this and you don't know that it's that motion that's going to square that club face up for you, then this drill becomes brilliant, simply brilliant. And this is how the process works with online, which is why I know it can help you guys out as well, is that I'll get people doing these drills to feel the right and wrong motions. And then eventually they'll be able to go down the range and get a much stronger feeling for right and wrong, and can start to make those swing changes. So next time you're practicing, go in the garden, turn the club upside down, pull that lead shoulder back, allow that lead arm to rotate, create an element of whipping, that sound of the club cutting through the wind, cutting through the air, and that will generate much more club head speed for you, and it will stop you looking this way and it will get you looking more this way. And that's it. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. Always appreciate one of those. Remember, it's free to subscribe. If you're going to do so, press the little bell icon, because that means you receive notifications every time a new video comes out. Work on that drill. I also put a drill on the channel just yesterday as well. You marry those two up, you're going to have a much better understanding of how to get the club face square and how to rotate the body. Work on them. Speak to you guys again soon.